Brad, Ben, it's a big day.
Yeah?
We're going to finally get to the bottom of this Fortnite thing.
Okay. It's only been a number of years.
14. We have Darren here from Epic.
It's been at least a fortnight.
How long has Fortnite been in development?
A while.
Yeah.
A while.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's. We were just remarking earlier this week that this was like the first UE4 game announced, right? Like
that is kind of. That is true. The Fortnite was absolutely the pilot game for UE4. When I started, there was no game that ran on UE4. It was just hey, we had this cool idea and made a prototype in UE3, and then we had decided that UE4 was going to be the thing that sucked up all the bullets for making UE4.
Cool.
So we made that transition.
So we have you playing over there on the PS4, and Brad and Ben are also on a PS4.
Yeah. What are you playing on,
I'm
Jeff?
on a PC back here.
No.
The game does have crossplay.
No.
We were told earlier in the week that it did not.
Is this
I don't know what the internet is doing to the game right now.
Is this an exclusive feature reveal?
Maybe. Who knows at this point?
This game, which is out for money, has crossplay. We can confirm.
Yeah, I think Brad and I have a lot of menu questions, but why don't we just jump in and do some fighting here first?
Yeah, let's kill some stuff.
Yeah, we'll start.
I guess build and or kill.
I'm the leader here, so I'll hit this and we'll go.
What are we gonna just do the thing you're on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet. Start with that. I bet you it's gonna be fairly easy for us.
I'm level 1.
But we have. I was gonna say we have some new accounts here, so we'll try that.
So yeah, like Ben just started his character. I'm level 4. Like, how does it handle? Are we all cumulatively level 15? Is that what that is up there?
Yeah. Basically, the short answer is. All the people in the game contribute their power to the party, and so that makes everybody tougher. Oops. Everybody gets tougher. Like your attributes are better. You deal more damage. You have more health. Generally, having people around you, even if they're not directly standing next to you, is a good thing in Fortnite.
All right.
So we are the very low level DNA is built to make it easier for people to group together and play.
I should say I've played quite a bit of this before, but just couldn't carry over it to a new account. So I feel like I'll be able to hold my own.
Okay.
You're getting some trophies here.
Yeah.
Is this okay? I had heard. If you played on PC and then you hopped over here.
I don't know what's going to happen. I'm saying if in theory if the back end understood where you
I've been sitting.
It would give you it would allow you to get trophies.
I've been sitting on this self-indulgent question, but I'm just going to ask now. Yeah. Is there ever a scenario where if I was playing on PC I would miss a trophy? Can I rest assured that I can always get my trophies?
I don't. To the best of my knowledge, I don't think that'll happen to you.
Can you give me your creative director's guarantee?
I'm very good at not guaranteeing.
Okay. Okay.
I like to surprise and delight you. Hopefully that will be what happens. Man.
While you guys are over there talking trophies, I'm bashing cars with pickaxes.
Oh yeah. Let's hit stuff.
I just got a llama fragment.
Oh, there's a survivor somewhere nearby.
You did? Let's go blow it up.
Does anyone see where? So right now we're kind of not in danger per se.
Yeah, we're in a mission called Fight the Storm. So this mission is we've got to discover the target site for the Atlas device, which is a giant laser that shoots a hole into the storm, which is the big bad guy in Fortnite. And so right now we're on the lookout for goodies, crafting materials, and the site. And once we can find the site, we can deploy some defenses and then fight.
So how do we know when we should go? What's in terms of resources or whatever, what's the indication that all right, let's go hit the base and actually start.
We try to provide a little, one of the low level things of Fortnite is it kind of lets you solve the problems the way you want. Like we provided hey, am I a shooting heavy group? Am I a trap? Do I want to do tons of building? So we let you decide how you want, but we do provide some guideposts. So in this case, this Fight to Storm mission says, hey, there's a speed run in 2 days. So basically, it's more or less suggesting that the average party should be able to go find the Atlas device, build some stuff, and deploy it within a 2-day time period.
Okay.
I'm seeing pop-ups over here saying that there's a survivor nearby.
Yeah.
If we want to
try
to
let's see if we can go find him. So yeah, one of the. Ooh, yeah.
Where are you?
You guys are all way far away.
Gun safe first.
Are you to the south?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
I'm in the sporting goods store getting some loot. I'm
coming.
Sorry.
Hey, I'm here to blow stuff up.
I'm gonna kill this tree. Did you find that survivor?
No, not yet.
Definitely appearing in the map where you're that little circle down there. You want to head for that. To your, it looks like to your west, yeah.
Is that?
Oh, there. Okay, there. Yeah.
Okay.
Wish I could.
Ah.
Okay, so she's.
I feel bad because I'm looking at your screen, yet I bet you're recording the one I'm looking at. So it's not helping our viewers, and I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, you guys are nowhere near me.
Ben's fighting.
I'm fine.
All right, survivor.
We need more people like you.
I got a package.
You sure did.
That's cool. I like getting stuff.
All right, you just finished a quest for me, so congratulations, everyone.
Yeah,
Nice.
now you have you have the find 3. So basically, the mission for you, since you're the leader, is you're looking for people, right? You have to find 3 survivors.
That was my third. I had 2 already.
Great. So awesome. So we already did.
Oh, is that a quest that carries across multiple missions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I think
it.
all you probably need to do is win a mission, and then you'll advance your quest.
I gotta pick up this blue glow.
So I think one of my early questions from like the actual playing of Fortnite has been around, like, what do I need? Like, it's not always clear what I need to craft bullets. I've perpetually found myself almost always out of ammo.
Really?
And, and not always in a position to craft more.
Okay. Yeah, the biggest thing you can need to know about ammo is that generally it takes some nuts and bolts as one of the sort of it's kind of pseudo specialized ingredient.
Okay.
And so those are found. I'm blowing up cards right now. They're found in cars, and in rural environments you'll find them in little cans and hidden around the environment, look literally like a coffee can.
Okay.
And there are nuts and bolts in them. But a lot of things in the game that have like sort of mechanical things, like a kitchen with a stove or refrigerator, that's where you're going to find those kind of items.
Okay.
So you want to roll. So the way I play is I roll when I can find a house and I know there's kitchens in there. I search the refrigerator, search the stove, then I disassemble the whole kitchen for nuts and bolts. So I keep myself healthy.
Okay, because like starting the game, it's like, hey, I got 800 bullets for this assault rifle, great. And then suddenly I have 0, and I'm like, well, wait, hang on.
Yep.
There are a lot of people still coming my way. There's a lot of zombies left to kill here.
Yeah, once you get the ingredients, you can just hold down the reload key. In this case, is square, and it'll auto. Ingredients for whatever weapon you're holding. So if you're like,
that's been really handy.
What kind of gun do I need? Okay, just like hold it down and it'll help you out.
I found some more blue glow.
Hold on to that.
Yep, we need some blue glow to start the Atlas device. The blue glow in the world of Fortnite is the thing that powers all the vendor tech technology. It's all the things that are a little bit weird. I'm about to find my ways to this troll.
Ugh. Whoa. What's this?
Poorly.
Use my sword.
Yeah, melee is actually where it's at. You're absolutely right. That is the right
sword
call.
never runs out of bullets.
That's right.
Whoa.
But the sword does have durability on it, right? That's like all the weapons.
All the weapons in the game in Fortnite, in the world of Fortnite, have durability.
You guys got some boxes over here.
Yep, you get some treasure if you guys want it.
No comment.
Pick up that loot.
I need to build my way out of this hole.
Do all the resources that we're picking up carry over from mission to mission?
Definitely.
Nothing that you lose once you leave this map?
Nope.
Okay.
All the stuff is like your inventory. That's actually one of the evolutionary, as you guys we were joking about our evolutionary development of Fortnite and why it took so long. So one of the things we did is that originally the way the worlds work is there was a singular owner. So if like today we'd be playing in the leaders group, and all the progression would be limited only to whatever progression we'd made in his world.
Okay.
And that meta map was bound to one person, but it also meant that if you had put 30 hours in and then we joined you, we would start with nothing, and we'd be basically brand new. And it turned out every time we got feedback, people were like, I don't like losing my stuff. This is terrible.
Right.
Fix this. And so, like, although there's tons of games, like Minecraft actually works that way, right? It's totally workable. But we were like, you know what? If we support, you know, account-based advancement, then this stuff can all go away and your progression would be saved. So that actually took a fairly significant amount of redesign of how we handle all that stuff.
And I think that led for me like a disconnect that I eventually was like, oh, okay, actually this does make sense, was this feeling of, well, okay, like I'm crafting, I'm building these forts at the end of every mission, but none of them really matter because they all go away.
Yep.
Like they're all kind of only in service of that round of defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's actually how the actual Storm Shield level came to be, because we wanted to give you a persistent area where you could go and play and always have that ability to build a bigger fort, and then you're challenged. So we had to kind of select a hybrid model of like how do we do that.
I just found a secret crypt.
Nice job. Actually, I want to come to you so I can show off the fact that this.
I didn't know this was here. I didn't know there were like hidden rooms.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
Underground.
I busted up the floor and now I'm in this like tomb.
Yeah, that's cool. I pulled bacon out of a grave.
What?
Sure did.
It's a dead man's bacon.
That's mine.
See if we can get it. We can find out. There we are. Boom. Yeah, the level designers have hidden stuff all over the world of Fortnite. You can go underground. Like I think there's a secret door in here somewhere if I play my cards right, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah. You can tell I may have played a little bit of this game.
Coming over there.
Come on downstairs if you want. There's probably loot down here.
All right.
I'm trying to resist the urge to just ask every trivial question I have, but
that's okay.
What are the 3 meters over above or below the minimap?
Great question.
Above the objectives.
So much like that tool set we were talking about, that meter sort of represents the various activities in the game that you can do. It's basically building, fighting, and effectively crafting / utility.
Okay.
And so our the best teams are able to level up that meter completely, and you go from bronze, silver, gold, and at the end of the mission, the more badges effectively we have, the more score and the more XP and more rewards we get.
Okay.
So and it's again it's team based.
So is that what determines, like, you go through that succession of loot chests at the end? That's the quality of chests.
Yep, that helps the quality of chests.
Got it. Okay.
So the more survivors we rescue adds to the badges you get, which thus more score and thus more XP and more reward. And the same thing is true with these things. So if you run around and level up, then level those up, you'll get more rewards at the end.
All right, should we do this thing?
Yeah, let's see if we can go find where we're going. Nice. Looking at this.
Actually, I see. You want to pop your mini-map up just so people can see? Or you're not your big map, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
These other icons, are these like side activities, these big white icons?
So yeah, there's a couple of different things going on. You can see the people that are in need of rescue. That means that you guys got really close, but we didn't actually go over there and save them.
Okay.
And then the other white activities are buff pylons, where you can put blue glow in to give team buffs to the whole group. So increased energy, reduced building costs, and a speed boost in this case.
And are those the entire length of the match, or do they run out?
They're timed. So,
so you basically want to like hit those right before you start the action
use them
phase?
at the right things. And so like me playing the Outlander, like I have abilities that allow me to move faster at various times. And so what ends up happening is that I basically want to save that moment where I'm like, okay, I move out there, I pick up some buffs, and then we activate the fight, like all kinds.
What happened to this place?
Yeah, I built some steps to get out.
I can't.
Run and jump.
Oh man.
Run and jump to that.
Got it.
You can totally do it.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I actually didn't want to do it that way. All right, hang on, I'm going to show you guys.
Oh, that works too.
I was just trying to like figure out like, I didn't want to mess you guys up, because once I throw that there, you could have been trapped at the bottom, and I was like, nah, that won't be cool. All right, so let's see.
Oh wow! So you could basically just go around grinding.
Oh yeah.
Some of these badges before you even start.
Oh yeah. If you want, like, one of the things we found in the online tasks before is that the power players, they are absolutely like sort of down, like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go build up, get some loot, get some badges, and then they start the mission. And so they get in the point where they get into this cool rhythm. But that's not required. That's just these, it lets people, who are highly skilled sort of determine what they're going to do. Now I'm walking up on the Atlas. So site, so that means I've, now we've discovered it, and I'm just going to deploy it. See all that angry storm up above. The Atlas device is there to sort of fight that.
Add blue glow to the Atlas.
Now, one of the things, like, again, like that for most of the missions that are fueled by these sort of blue glow devices, you can just walk up and put the blue glow in without starting the mission. And what it'll do is it'll show off the direction that the storm is going to start in. So if you look at your mini map, that gray area is where the storm's going to blow in from. So the creatures are going to come from that direction to begin with. So it allows you to sort of pre-plan a little bit about what direction the creatures are going to come from.
All right, slap down a wall here and here.
The building is really easy to get a handle on in this. Like I imagine that has taken some time to get down. Like how much iteration did the kind of fort building stuff go through?
So yeah, I mean over the time, it's not as much as you would think. It was one of the things that we absolutely wanted to solve, but we actually solved this aspect pretty early. In fact, to this day, the guys who built this are always being like, if you let me finish it, it would be that much better. And I believe them because they're very talented. But the thing is like in the end, we were like, well, it's working pretty good. We kind of need to have the rest of the game. So we sort of we kind of left it. But I think there'll be some interesting things we're going to do in the future with it. If you guys want to look at this. So you kind of figured out how to edit your pieces, right? So like any of these core pieces can be edited to form these fences in this case, right? So I'm gonna just make this one in a fence to show people what's up. And so that's the power of the grid. And I don't know if you've been doing this, but you can modify the starting template of it. So you can basically just like, hey, I just want to make 50 fences in a row. And you adjust the template once, and then you just stamp it down. So it allows you to quickly move around the environment. So if you've got a plan of like, hey, I want to make a hedgerow of all these fences. Now, right now we're building with wood, which is the weakest material. But you can swap to stone and metal, and they have a bit more health. The problem in combat, however, is that stone and metal take longer to build. So, so basically, when you're patching, you're not always sure. Oh, okay, I should definitely go with the toughest, metal all the time, because sometimes it'll be destroyed before it's built. Whereas wood will come up quite quickly and get some health and basically triage. So there's a bit of a strategy about the right time to choose your ingredients, or what you end up wanting to build. So. I think it's one of the more I am excited about the whole building system. I think it's the coolest part of our game.
Yeah, like Jeff said, it's just really easy to jump into once you're doing it the first time in a tutorial.
Yep.
That's right.
I really like how simple, but it's super simple, but there's a lot you can do with it.
Yeah, our players when they get a hold of things stamp down a couple of traps.
Do you like my upstairs zone, Brad?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Thanks.
It's higher than the downstairs.
That was my main goal.
Yeah, you succeeded. Do you ever find people making sort of lanes in a tower defense kind of sense, or do people? Oh
yeah, they'll make absolutely.
And kind of funneling through kind of a winding path so you can do kind of max DPS.
Well, it's a bit tricky because it's not a true tower defense where it predicts exactly where the creatures come.
Right.
So part of the game is trying to figure out okay, how much can I get away with, and before the creatures just get frustrated and burrow their way.
Got it. So their AI is not necessarily going to direct them.
It doesn't automatically direct them, but there are ways. Our elder players have absolutely figured out hey, if I leave gaps at this interval of this wide, I can get them to walk through an area. And it generally has to do with my pro tip of watching them is that it's not so much creating an absolute narrow, like 1 tile version. Sometimes it's like 2 or 3 tile versions. And then you just trap the hell out of that 2 or 3 tile version, and then they'll walk their way through and get mulched up by the traps. So you got a ward here, which is cool. Now this thing, generally people are always asking what it actually does, and what the ward does is they're patrols that are spawning in the world as random creatures, and they come from those little lightning flashes, and then they exit via the doors. And this patrol ward basically keeps them from getting too close to you during your adventure. So exactly the way you guys are using it is a cool way to do it, because hey, we're in a building phase, we don't want to be bothered by wandering creatures. I'm going to consume some resources to do that, and it keeps those creatures from spawning too close. Early game, it's not that important because the wandering patrols are quite light, but once you start getting into Plagerton, it starts getting like, hey, what should we do here to save some resources? All right.
That makes sense.
Dancing.
Yep, I'm ready to go.
We could roll. I have confidence that this group could.
Do you think is this enough stuff? I feel like there are a lot of traps here.
That's true. There are not a lot of traps. We are going to be relying on gunplay to get us through this.
I am out of traps, so if anyone else has some...
Are traps... This is another random question. Yeah. Like, are traps dependent on resources? They're not pre-made, right? Like, I don't have a supply of traps. I am crafting a trap.
You're crafting them.
Each time I drop
everything in the world of Fortnite is manufactured from schematics and the traps.
Are you guys still working on just kind of indicators for resource requirements and stuff like that, or do you kind of expect people to learn, like, okay, the spike trap needs this, this, and this?
No. Well, our power players, of course, have learned all that stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we definitely need to do clean up on a bunch of stuff. I think one of the things we were talking about and the team that got us to where we are right now is a bunch of heroes in terms of the UI, but they have aspirations of like much more stuff to clean up the UI and the user experience, which is the UX is what we call that. So this is from the sort of their pseudo estimation, it's like 0.25 of a 1.0.
Okay.
So we'll get interface in that. We'll get all these changes. In fact, that's the biggest.
I guess we'll get to that later on after we get out of this mission. But yeah, you guys are technically in early access right now, so there's a lot of questions around just like, oh, what's going to change? How's the UI going to evolve?
Yep, we had a lot of feedback on PC and the interface between PC and obviously. Honestly, the number one thing we kept getting feedback about from the people in this general environment is like, hey, I'm on a console, I want to be able to play this game, I think it'll be great on my TV, blah. You know, we kept getting it over and over again. We're finally like, great, we're gonna do it. But the downside of that is obviously we had to redo the UI and the UX of the entire game. So.
Let me ask one more question before we start.
Yeah.
Actually, Ben's
I'm here to answer questions.
Let's fight.
But, well, they're starting the timer. How come I can't drop a trap over here on this wall?
Let me look at your...
Come over to where I'm at.
You do not probably have any wall traps, is my guess, is right there.
I just don't have enough stuff to make one?
Yeah. So you can go to your inventory, you could probably make one, but that's the reason.
I was wondering how high I could build, but then I ran out of wood before I hit a height limit.
Oops. Oh, hey, we're fighting.
Yeah, there's stuff.
Someone hit the button.
It's cool.
Somebody just couldn't wait any longer.
It's fine, we got this.
Yeah, I busted up a lot of cars and other metal things on my way here, so my bullet situation has been taken care of.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things about the game is that, like, you know, it starts out as like, hey, I have you know, as you mentioned before, it's like, hey, you begin the game as Ramirez, you know, it's third-person action from the beginning with some building and traversal.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, it's gunplay, and I get it. But over time, like, these things begin to become more important. And our power players have figured all of this stuff out, and it's like, it's been actually very interesting. Even right now in early access, the hunger for new stuff, new things, balanced against teaching new players how to do, has been an interesting quandary of how many resources we put in each one. You know, bucket, because they're like, I figured this out, why can't everybody else? And I'm like, that's not how all this works, guys. If you want everybody to play, like, we got to take some time with this.
So is it a viable approach then? I mean, maybe that's more of a late game kind of thing, but you know, with some of the other classes that are more building focused, do you envision there being players that kind of go into combat or go into a mission without guns or without firing a gun because they're spending all their time building traps and all this other stuff?
I think there are ways to do that depending on how you build in the early to mid game. But eventually it gets to the point where it's just not possible.
You're going to need it all.
But the constructors in various iterations of the games have been, depending on what build we've been through, like where certain players have been like, oh, you can't even do the top end without the constructor and amplifying building because it's just so tough. But all depends. I'm like looking around where we are right now. It's just, this isn't too bad.
Yeah, like I've about half the missions I've played so far, I've played alone, and right now it doesn't necessarily seem like that's the right way to play.
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I put a bunch of time into the game solo because I wanted to maintain the solo experience. It's just the game is is made so like you should be able to accomplish it solo, but having some friends makes it easier.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, it made me wish for like turrets or something, because in some of these missions where you're getting attacked from multiple angles.
Yep, absolutely.
It's like, okay, well, if I'm soloing this, I'm just running around the base the whole time, doing what I can.
This is our lobber right here. She's dropping artillery on the base. I killed her though.
Wow.
It's a little known fact. For the pro players here, you can actually try to shoot down those skulls when they're inbound.
Oh, cool.
So you can shoot them out of the air if you're awesome. I'm not, but the players are.
Oh, there's a lot of guys over here.
Where?
That's where the guys are coming from.
Oh.
Yeah. So talking about that experience, that's why we actually created some of the defenders. So the defenders are NPCs that you can recruit and deploy during base defense missions when you're solo.
Ah, okay.
So if you have a little sentry post, we could have and we were by ourselves and we're not in a 4-player game. You could deploy a sentry post, give that dude a gun, and they'll cover a side of the wall that you can't handle. So, but that's just one of the pieces of them. I use them again when I'm running solo. I'll use them. And in the early game, they can be actually quite powerful. So, to the point where you're just like, oh, this is relatively easy for me. But you kind of have to figure out where to place them.
Right. Yeah.
And where they're going to be effective, and make sure that they have the weapons they need. We're going to be actually enhancing that feature a bit more from where we are right now. The version that exists in the game is kind of the very basic version of it, like how we handle deploying them and giving them ammo or stuff is still in flux.
Oh, I don't know what this ability is.
I'm going to drop one of my...
I just threw a
llama.
Llama?
Yep, I'm going to do the other thing.
What is that? Is that an attack llama?
No, that's a resource thing.
Ah.
I've got the attack version, the robot bear right now. So I just deployed my my class mechanic. I can pick up, and sorry, you're playing the Outlander as well, right? So the Outlander has the ability to pick up those fragments in the game board because they're an exploration-driven class.
Okay.
And in this case, that fuels my ability to drop my glorified.
Got it. Okay. So I just unlocked this character card right before we started this.
Actually,
so
you have one too. You can roll up, and if you shoulder,
yeah,
you can drop one of those at yourself.
Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of trying to learn what this character does as I do this.
Yeah, I was laughing because I was leveling up my Ramirez, and then I rolled in, and today and now I'm playing the Outlander, who I haven't really well leveled yet.
I don't know what I just dropped.
Yeah, that's the bear. So you're rocking.
No,
that's my bear.
Oh yeah, your bear. Yeah, it's her bear.
My thing was like shooting out fireworks.
Today we are all bears.
Oh man. Reloading.
We're getting a bunch of silvers off of this. I don't think I've gotten above a bronze medal since I started playing this, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like boss monsters, like anything big?
Absolutely. We have these. We basically have two classifications of creatures. These are what we consider the husks, and there's a bunch of variants of the husk. This is the mini is over there, and the pitcher, and then there's several other ones, and then we have what we consider the mist monsters, and the mist monsters basically are generally bigger creatures. And the first one you see is the Smasher. The Smasher is basically the siege unit of the monster army, and they run around and blow up walls, and they're relatively durable, and so you have to stop them before they charge, and they blow up. They're quite good at blowing up forts.
Oh.
Then we also have. We're
fine.
Yeah, we got this.
They are forced to heat up. Nicely done, Commander.
All right.
Yeah, it was firing. Nice little sky bridge up there. So yep, you see we cleaned out the storm.
Hey.
And then we get some stuff.
Sure do. I'm looking at you guys' scores. Like, yeah, your Ramirez play is strong. You have 2 of the areas, but all the score goes to the team anyway. But it's always interesting to see how people are doing.
Yeah, so you can kick out whoever's on the low end. And
You're like, you're not holding your own.
Build better.
How can we make it to the next chest? Come on. Oh. This is the highest chest I've gotten so far.
Yeah, level 3.
I got level 4 once.
Yeah, we're possible. You can get 4.
So when you're out of like that part, you know, when you're in missions doing stuff, but when you're out of there, it seems like there's a whole lot going on in these menus. Like
yep. You are.
Like, so you've got people.
People are, in this case, in this case, they are basically a currency. You effectively train people, and they use them for transforming heroes, survivors, and defenders. That's basically mulching up cards and then turning them to other versions of the cards. And this is a resource for doing that.
Okay.
Schematic XP is basically what it is. This is how you level up and make schematics more powerful. Hero XP is exactly that, for leveling up heroes and defenders. And so if this allows you to, hey, I want to play my Outlander, but I want to farm up my Constructor while not playing them. Like, you have the choice to basically be able to do that. So basically these little chits allow you to decide what you want to do with that. I just finished one of my achievement quests of like doing missions, so I'm going to get some V-Bucks, which is cool.
And then, yeah, so this is kind of the main menu here that we're at. Mm-hmm. And so can we go through some of this? Like, you mentioned some of the XP, but
let's look. You want to look at
there's a lot of individual things to level up. Like, I felt like I was getting 20 different types of XP that I could apply to different areas, and having not made it through the skill tree far enough to unlock as much of the squad or survivor stuff. Like, this is the part of the game that feels like still hard to kind of parse.
Yep. One of the decisions that we made as we were working in the last couple of months is that, well, it was trying to get the most amount of people into the game and get us on the platform, and then deciding to say, like, okay, that means that there are aspects of the UI here and the tutorialization that we just simply haven't completed. Mm-hmm. And so there's things that are missing in the game, or they're just like, hey, there's a quest where you actually have to read something, and generally most of the UX testing that we do is that people don't generally read anything. But the weird part is, it turns out, because we are now in the age of YouTube and Twitch, the crowdsourcing of understanding is actually helping us, but that's not where we will rest. So in reality, I would imagine more finalized versions would be like some of this stuff would all be hidden until like you would actually enable those moments, and then these windows would turn on.
Yeah.
And we're like, nope, we're going to leave it in there. There's a bunch of power users who will figure out their way through these aspects of it, and we'll come and refine this for
Okay, so you guys are very explicitly saying, hey, this thing's not close to done.
Oh, this aspect of the thing, absolutely not.
Tons of stuff.
There's tons of stuff that we need to refine.
Okay.
There's just like I said, the people on my team have actually, and you probably tell in terms of the bunch of stuff in Epic, they just have a very high bar of what great looks like. And so, communicating like, hey, we're in early access for a reason. This isn't really the final version of this. Turns out that people are figuring it out because of the streamers who have been awesome to us. But we'll refine this as we go.
I guess squads probably is the thing I'm the least clear on in terms of like what they do and what their utility is.
Yeah. So we can talk about that. So survivor squads as a concept is basically the attributes of your heroes in a nutshell. So the more powerful the survivor squads, the more attributes you have. Like in any RPG is, whether it's your strength, wisdom, dexterity, whatever it is, that's fueled by the squad.
Okay, so in an abstract sense, these are stat buffs.
They're guys who are buffing your stats, and so rescuing them basically allows you to amplify the actual overall core stats of it in the game.
And then some survivor cards are leaders and some are not. Is that the case?
Yep. So then you have two classes of guys. You have a leader survivor and then the regular squad member.
And like you drill down to this level and then you see that they have different attributes and jobs of their own, and like it becomes kind of intimidating.
Yeah, right. No, I understand. But the thing I always tell everybody is like, hey, if you have an empty slot, put something
just put a card in there
in the early part of the game. You are fine.
Okay.
It's always additive, so it's never a bad thing to do it. And after you play a bit, you will begin to figure out what all these things do. Or I watched, because we're refining like what we're going to do about certain things. I watched 3 YouTube videos today, and I was blown away with the graphics of like some of these guys that are like, hey, they're drawing boxes around this, and this is what this does, and this is what this does. Like the community is sort of doing these things for us. It's like crazy, but ultimately over time we'll sort of unlock this, and so. The leaders basically have proclivities of like, hey, in this case I have a mismatch, which is like, this is a gadgeteer hanging out in an EMT squad. But if I were to have a doctor, which I do right here, you'll see like, he's not as powerful, but he would get, because he belongs in this job, you end up with a job match. And so it makes sense, like that part is like relatively easy. Put a doctor in the medical thing and it works. And then he has a personality type, he's curious. And so if you were to, and that little symbol in the bottom determines it, but you can just look in the tooltip. And if I were to have another curious guy in here, we would get a personality match, which then that would basically increase the amount of output that guy has.
Got it.
So,
but a lot of this comes down to like you can see the health and shield numbers changing as you're going back and forth, and some of the other bonuses on the bottom there. So
because that box on the left is basically anytime you throw a guy into boots on the ground, that's the stats he has, and this basically allows you to modify that over time. So this particular count is not particularly advanced, so I don't have a ton of stuff. Like I'm watching guys who have full matches. And one of the other things you'll get at the bottom is you'll see like a shield and this is like set bonuses you get in most RPGs. And you see at the bottom there's a shield regen bonus, and if you got another matching survivor that had a shield and regen bonus, it would then add that to the gameplay. So if you're familiar with most like set bonuses in other games, you kind of eventually you'll get your way through and you'll be like, oh, okay. But ideally, the only thing that matters initially is put dudes in the slot, and if that number at the top corner is bigger than the last number, you're in a good place. Then over time you'll begin to unfurl all these pieces.
And then on top of that, you can level up those individual survivors using some of those XP chips.
Yep. So in this case, if I wanted to this is actually an account I want to play on, so I'm gonna try to do smart things on it. So she's a rare, so I'm gonna invest some time in her, and so I'm gonna level her up, and basically by leveling up her overall level, you'll notice my health just went up a little bit because she's basically adding more juice to the overall world. And the reason why all this stuff exists as opposed to independent independent heroes is that we wanted you to be able to flip through heroes, but keep your core attributes. Because like there was an iteration a while back where if like you invested everything in one hero, you never really wanted to switch, and it was like it felt kind of bad in certain ways. And we're like, no, like have people consuming the different versions. This allows it to be independent. You can, any hero that you then pick to play is modified by your overall base.
Got it.
So it's basically, think about it like, hey, I have a giant fortress. The people that man my fortress make me more powerful, no matter no matter who I am.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Cool. Well, should I make you the party leader so we can? You want to try to take us into something that's a little tougher?
Yeah. We'll see where we land.
Transfer that to you.
Whoa. Is this so? This is still the first zone.
This is the first zone.
And it looked like there were 4.
There are 4 zones
on the map.
Correct.
Okay.
Basically, this is Stonewood. This is more or less the starting area. We're still trying to figure out the right mesh of the difficulty for a solo player versus a difficulty for a badass group of guys. And so we'll be working on the iteration of this. But basically, this area exists to sort of teach you about all the mechanics. There's different game modes. I actually, because I've been running around so busy trying to get our game out there in front of everybody, I have not played as much as I would like. So I haven't actually even cleared out of Stonewood yet. Now, the thing I'm looking at here that I definitely want to talk about is like, you were asking like how you can select different missions and how you can replay different types. You can just go back and play different, like if you're like, oh, I played, this, like Fight the Storm at 3, the suburb mission, you can just replay it. Now, once it becomes white to me, it's like every other RPG, it's relatively trivial for this group to go handle, so it's not really worth a whole lot. And we follow like traditional RPG rules.
Okay.
The more severe the color, the more difficult the thing is.
Green means go.
Yeah, green is good. Yellow is probably on level, and then as you start getting orange, it's a little harder.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to throw out there for the power players and people who are interested in like, oh, this is I want more challenge. Well, the interesting part is a lot of these missions that are around the feather edges that have timers are usually more difficult than the core missions. So if you're like, and since most of your quests are like complete something 5 or better, or 8 or better, or no, sorry, 9 or better or whatever, you can play these tougher missions for more XP and more rewards and still advance your quests. So if you have a group of guys who are like, we're awesome, pick some of these timed missions because they're worth more actually too. And the reason why they're timed is they have unique rewards. So in this case, we're getting, you see the little timer next to it, it's 750 extra XP for doing this type of mission.
Okay.
So it allows you to like, there's usually stuff. So like you can earn you can earn V-Bucks by playing these things as well. So like,
and V-Bucks are the paid currency.
They're basically it's just the currency for the whole game because there's no difference between you play, you earn currency,
or you can buy it.
Or you can buy it.
Got it.
Just and that way it's not segmented. It's like, hey, if you play the game, you're good. You have access to everything.
Cool.
So anyway, so this is the thing. So I've seen a couple of streamers being like, man, I wish I could make things a little bit more difficult. And the way you do that is like look for these time missions and jump in there. Okay. So where do you guys want to roll? Do you want to be?
Do we have any chance at all of doing this orange? It's only 4 out of 5 skulls.
Yeah.
Although on mine,
do you have any chance at all? Sure, we have a chance. I believe in hope.
Actually, people can't see this, but on my map, I can't even see that icon.
That is true.
All the missions before this are red, and I can't even see this mission. So
it shows up as 5 skulls on all our screens.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is going to be rough.
It will be rough. I mean, we can do a 9 if you guys just tell me the temperament of this room. How conservative?
Even those yellows on yours are 5 skulls for all of us.
All right, so let's do the time 9 then.
Yeah, that sounds maybe doable.
Okay, let's do it. Now, keep in mind, we're working as a group, and our overall power is being modified by the group, so we will be tougher together.
Yeah, because I mean, it looks like we're going in at like 16. So if this is a 9, then
in theory, the math is the only thing you have to keep in mind is that if you're showing up with weapons that are like, I have a power level 1 weapon, even when you're getting like massive offensive bonuses from this stacking, it's still not awesome. So generally, the rule is if you have a weapon, if you're fighting level 9 creatures and the gun you have is level 9. The powers match like every other RPG, then you're like on level.
Okay.
So, and the same thing is true of your power level. So in most RPGs, you roll around with a level 1 sword and you're stabbing level 9 creatures. It doesn't work very effectively, and that's more or less true here.
All right.
The upside is that the weapons you find in these worlds, some of the found stuff, are of the level of the world as well, so they can be powerful.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna look for some bullets because I'm all out again.
So in this map, we're doing Ride the Lightning, which is helping out Lars, our storm chaser.
This is the first mission where you meet him?
This is not the first mission of him, but it is that mission.
Gotcha.
This is not the starting one.
Okay.
Basically, Lars has touched down back on Earth, and you've got to refill the van with blue glow so he can go back out and keep getting you information.
Is that John DiMaggio? That character? Because I mean, you know, it wouldn't be an epic game without John DiMaggio in there.
I know it is not.
Okay, wow, okay, it's maybe a good sound alike then.
I'm in. I unlocked the weak point.
Ah, good. Speaking of other epic games, we were saying that this like swing on things and hit the weak point stuff is like feels very much like active reload from Gears. It's kind of like refinement of like there are a lot of crafting games and you break a lot of stuff.
It's like here is a very tedious action that we decided to make a little bit less tedious.
Yep.
Like
and
if you go hit something, you can show people what we're talking about. But it's just like this is the way to make this just slightly more engaging. Like you have to think just a little bit about this thing that otherwise is just holding a button down.
Yep.
It rewards like skill a little more.
Yes.
Than just
skill of slowly lining up a cursor on it.
No. It's
that's just shooting.
That's true.
Yep. It is one of the cool parts. Actually, we were just talking about this the other day. I think. Okay, I'm going to help the survivor, and then I'll explain to you. Okay, I can help. I can help and do this at the same time. I don't know if everybody catches that. I blew that guy.
I'm way underground.
Yeah, I wish I was down there because I'll show off that cave you guys are rocking in. That's cool.
Okay, I'm getting all the cool stuff.
I want cool stuff.
So yeah, there's lots of good stuff down there. But I'm out here being a hero, saving people. So anyway, effectively the active harvesting is like that was one of the things we were like, man, just punching trees is kind of less good. Oh man, I lost it. I wasn't paying attention, see? And so it's actually probably about 3 years ago, maybe actually 4 years ago, we started experimenting with that active hit system. And it was actually pretty cool. And we stuck with it for a while, but it turned out, like actually through UX, a lot of people didn't understand that they should aim at it. Like we actually went through a lot of iterations about how to teach people about it. Because originally it used to innately come with just the idea of harvesting, and but we actually added it to the skill tree, so then people would have a moment that they would but basically, once we got that, everyone was really happy all of a sudden with harvesting with that little mini game introduced, and it was like it made a big deal. And then we added it, like I said, sorry about that. And then we added it to the skill tree in order to sort of teach people that it existed, because people didn't know what to do with it. Now they at least have to buy it, and then they're like, oh, what is this thing I get? I should go experiment. I'm doing the troll, like it's significantly easier to do the troll with melee right now. But I target practice. Hey, buddy. Bombs. So right now I'm doing a little troll mini mission. That gives me some blue glow, which is going to fuel the van, so.
Are there any mission types that kind of jump you right into the action, or is it very much like a phased thing of like, hey, let's do this, then we're ready?
Great question. Definitely. So we've got a couple of missions that are just time-based. So one is the weather balloon data drop, basically retrieve the data. The balloon comes down on a timer, and you only have a certain amount of time to actually go and build it up. And build defenses and then ultimately defend it. So that's one version of it. But then also we have, once you get to higher levels, we have extermination encampment missions where like you show up and you have to move from space to space on the map and wipe out these enemy encampments. So it's more of a run and gun style gameplay. It just initially, obviously, as an action building game, we start you off with a bunch of building missions, and then over time we feather that out to give you more a variety of missions over time.
Cool.
So.
And it seems like even in this kind of early phase of looting and gathering, like you've got blue glow in weird places on the map that you're going to have to build to get to.
That's right.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, one of the interesting parts about the where the game sort of evolved for is like building can also be about traversal and not only building forts with it, and that made a big difference. Like when we got to the point of like where you could use building like I am right now, which is like to get down to the bottom of this pit without taking damage, and then also like getting blue glow or other goodies that are hidden.
It's kind of like a little problem-solving tool that you've got. In your back pocket.
Absolutely. And that was one of the tenets of Fortnite initially, was to give the players a series of tools that then they can just decide how they want to solve the problems that the game exposes to them.
All right, has anybody seen this van? I'm on van finding duty.
Yeah, you are. I'm down in the mine looking around. See if I can find any loot.
It says you left, Jeff.
Working on it.
Got it.
In this case, I'm actually messing around with that right now. It's like I want to get up there, but I don't actually want to spend a huge amount of time doing it. So it's like, okay, well, do I walk around and save the resources? Do I just build up there? In this case, I'm just going to build up there. See what's up here. All right, Survivor, sweet.
Thank you.
Oh, I found where all the enemies are.
One of our drones has taken damage. We can't let the husks destroy.
All right. So,
oh yeah, these guys hurt.
Yeah, may I ask you guys? Like, we have a drone that's about to crash. Obviously, Ray uses a bunch of drones and little robots in order to sort of do her thing. One of them is about to crash right now, but it requires a group defense. It's basically like, but you guys have to come to me, otherwise I probably will not be able to hold this by myself.
So is that's kind of like a side activity?
Yep.
That had nothing to do with the main.
Nope. Yep.
Mission
It just spawns randomly.
Okay.
And they're fairly lucrative if we can make it work.
I'll give it a shot.
Right.
Well, I crashed and it's not letting me back into your game,
Oh, no.
so you guys are on your own.
Like it.
All
I'm
right.
out of stamina.
We should
but I'm
stop
coming as
using
fast as I can.
unsupported features and see what happens.
Huh. Whatever could you mean?
Landing.
Ah! Whoa. What happened to our walls?
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh.
I actually I actually knew that was very likely to happen, but I was like, all right.
I'm here.
All right.
I brought a gun.
See what happens. Oh boy, that's a lot of dudes.
Oh, hey.
This is maybe not a great idea.
This gun's pretty cool.
Oh no.
Looks like you got someone joining in.
Sure did. That might be why you can't get in, actually. All right.
I hope they're good.
The internet's helping us
I mean,
out.
they're higher level than I am. So I was 11. They're 12. So
All right.
They're like, why is this level 1 here?
Oh no. This wall is down.
Oh shit, that ain't good.
No, it's not. Shit, how do you change material?
Oh, I see the person moldering us now.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, that ain't good. Taking damage. And we have a shield mechanic too, so basically when you take too much damage like that, you know, ducking out, letting your shield come back up is probably a good thing. Nice. You're seeing there the that soldier is using his
Ooh, that hurts.
His combat ability, pushing back the creatures, which is awesome. Plus he has a giant M60, which is helpful.
I'm gonna plant my thing.
There's a smasher. You guys were wondering where the big creatures are? There's one right there. Yeah. So that guy thankfully dropped his airstrike to sort of deal some damage before he can get up here.
Is that a class specific? How long until a character unlocks the airstrike?
It's a skill. It is a skill tree based thing, so you can choose to try to pursue it relatively early if you want.
Because I saw it in the tutorial, and then there's kind of a story message about like, oh, the airstrike's down. Like, oh man.
Yeah, you have to earn it back. So one of the things that's definitely hurting us is our lack of a sniper rifle right now, because I can't hit that guy with my shotty, so I gotta.
No.
Yeah, he's gone. We got him, but that's our challenge right now. Double barrel is really good for close in work, but it's not awesome for those artillery, for the lobbers.
Are we? What's the deal here? Are we just running down the clock?
We're holding the line against while it's deploying the drone.
Okay.
Or salvaging the drone, excuse me.
Sounds like a good sound.
It is indeed.
Do you have to worry about doors? They'll never open a door, right? It's.
Yeah, they don't. They are not that type of. They're not that type of creature. So they'll.
Should we all make a door ourselves?
We're like we use the power building. All right.
Is this where it gets real?
Yeah, we're gonna get another wave.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of guys over there.
Yep. This is these kind of encounters spawn only when groups are forming. So this specific down drone mission only exists for groups.
Okay.
So it's one of the dynamic aspects of the game. So it's like it offers it up if there are enough people in the mission. Nice.
Oh, he's building some traps. Smart.
Yeah. He's realized that we're not.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is there anything gained when you fail? Like, do you gain XP just for individual kills, or it's to kind of end the mission? You're kind of getting the chips to spend, right?
So you gain, as I was saying before, we increase our combat meter, which then at the end of the mission turns into XP
but,
and reward.
And that meter will still count. Like if you were to fail a mission, do you still get?
Yep.
Okay, those meters still pay out.
Yeah,
okay.
The mission is worth an awful lot.
Right.
Like if you lose, it's not significant. So look at all this stuff we got.
Whoa. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So this is your point, like especially if you're under resourced, this is the time to kind of roll in here and pick up some of the stuff if you want it.
So happy I'm dancing.
But so you're not going to realize any character progression unless you spend some of those items you get at the end? Like there's no inherent XP gain?
Oh no, there is. So basically, so when you earn XP, that the skill tree is driven off of your commander, right? So the leveling of the commander always continues regardless of the XP.
Okay.
So in this case, if you were to lose the mission, we would cash out with whatever badges we had and earn some commander XP. Commander XP is your skill tree. So you're always working towards your skill tree.
Got it.
You then but the payout is like, hey, I got like 500 hero XP. You can then spend that as a reward anywhere you want. But you're always making commander progress for every mission regardless.
Got it. Okay.
All right, let's find this van.
Yeah, let's do this. We're good. That was actually a good play. We did pretty good.
I saw that there's a heal pad. Are there other ways to heal besides that?
So right now, so I'm on. So everybody can see this on their screen. I have the adrenaline rush, and so the adrenaline rush is a gadget that lets me heal. Now, I have a really poor version of it, so that means that right now it only heals myself. But you can continue to upgrade it, and it'll upgrade the party as well.
Okay.
But if you're looking for spot healing, the healing pad is the way it's at. You have to construct it and do it.
Got it.
I killed a troll.
Nice.
Good job.
More bullets.
Now what we would do, like I said, a power group. What we would do is we would split up the blue glow we need for the mission, and then the blue glow we need for like bonus stuff. And you'd be like, okay, I'll fuel us with a couple of bonus things while you spend the time. Just fueling the van. So
yeah, I've got like 7.
Yeah.
So I think I can.
So you could drop some. So like early on, you could basically, hey, I'm gonna do the one that's gonna give the team the move speed bonus. It's only gonna last for 2 minutes. So like if I had been on point actually, what I would have done is rolled over to that health bonus that before that last fight. As soon as the fight, like I knew there was a timer, activated it, got us ready to fight.
Oh no. Been over my head.
All right, so let's figure out. Let's do this as you said.
Did we find?
We actually, with all the running around we did in here, we didn't actually find where.
Okay, it's got to be in this last quadrant then.
Yep. Got it.
Tired.
Hey, Lars.
Add blue glow to prepare for liftoff.
Gonna need 2 more blue glow either way, and for the next wave, so save some for the next thing.
Storm data has been updated on your minimap. Build defenses around the van. Flip the switch when you're ready.
Jeez, it's kind of all sides here, huh?
Now, like again, part of the some of our crazier, dedicated, awesome players, what they'll do is they'll use pieces of the environment around and spot it in real time, so they don't waste resources and see if they can leg it out without actually spending stuff. But I think one of the awesome things is you definitely want to make sure you have a killing ground outside of your base. Too much debris and everything means you can't shoot anything. Just like a castle would be in real life, like being able to see your enemy afar is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I played, I want to say it was the day the game launched for, founders, like all the early access.
Yeah.
And played with 3 strangers, and when we got to the point where we're like building around the van, they had an entire fort up around it, like in less than a minute. It was just like, my God, like it was crazy.
Yeah,
how fast they were able to build.
The ability to kind of run through and really speed run some of this stuff is like for these guys once you get master the skill is huge. All right. Look at your fort. Yeah, this is good. This is a nice little patchwork for us now. If we look at the spawn areas, you can see in the distance that little vortex on the ground indicates some of the areas where these guys are going to come from. And in the top right, you'll see the mini map where any of the gray areas means it's an inactive storm, but that's where the creatures are going to come from. You see a couple of guys over here, so that means they're going to come up this ramp, and they're probably going to come right up the top of this ridge right here.
Is the storm radar kind of always accurate, or do you ever play around with that and be like, oh, we thought it was going to be here, but no, they're all coming
as
from
you
the east.
get higher that's a great question. As you get at higher level, the storm moves in between waves.
Okay.
So like the storm will shift directions and suddenly.
Oh, so like
suddenly
you'll build your base all in one direction.
Yeah,
and then you're like, okay,
you've got to be able to be flexible. Again, it tests your ability to build bases in real time. And then again, it doesn't start out that way, but as the game progresses, it starts getting more and more aggressive.
Yeah.
Apparently, I just used one of the 5 uses on the healing pad.
Yep.
Is there a way to refuel that thing? Or?
It'll just consume itself, and I could drop another one.
Okay, got it. How you guys feeling? Should I?
I'm actually feeling pretty good.
The switch?
Right. I think this is going to be less challenging than the last roll. My guess.
We'll be up here sniping and stuff.
We've got a bonus in play.
Now again, the bonus objectives like the speed run or the don't take enough damage. That's all the ways that you can earn more XP and more badges and thus more XP. So again, you can survive and complete your missions for your quests and not be perfect. But if you're looking to be a pro guy, that's how you go about it.
Yeah. And that guy tore through that wall pretty fast.
Oh yeah, the Husky Husk is definitely no joke when it comes to laying siege to your creature to the 2 walls.
If the rifle is not very effective.
Oop, I think it's flying.
I think we got to pay attention to those lobbers. That artillery is bad news for us. Did you say you had a sniper rifle?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, you don't like it?
It's just very low level.
Oh, low level? Yeah, that'll hurt you. Yeah, right now we're facing level 9 creatures, so I don't know what kind of weapons you guys are rolling with. But
I pretty much only have like a good pistol.
yeah, I get it. Now, right now, actually, if we don't have a Ramirez right now, but if we did, she's got grenades, which makes it relatively easy for her to cover large groups of creatures.
Yeah, I was playing her for most of the time I've spent with the game has been her, and I'm kind of missing that grenade.
Yeah, the grenade, right? Yeah, her AoE clear is strong. I heard a smasher, by the way. It's coming up this side.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually felt a little bad playing Ramirez because that's like, she's the tutorial character. I should definitely change it up. But then I had a rare Ramirez, and I was like, well, okay, like I should probably just level this one up. And
Poor Bear. Sorry, Bear. I screwed you. Sorry, Bear.
What are the items you're picking up for this class to drop those, like the bear?
Those little spheres that are on the ground. They're they're little tech packages. You pick them up, and then you basically they're fuel for your abilities.
Got it.
The reason being is an Outlander, your job is an explorer. Like you gain stuff, so those things exist throughout the world, and so you save them for when you need them. And I didn't do any of the cool ones too. Like we have llamas that basically we can beat on as a group and get more resources from. I feel like I'm failing you. Like I said, I've been working on my Ramirez, so I was like, when I switched over to her this morning, I was like, I haven't really leveled her up very far. All right, nice. Told you we had this cake.
Bonus challenge success. Good job, team.
Woo.
All right.
Not bad.
All right, so all you need to do is you can fire up the objective again if you've got blue glow in there. You got 4, so
I got it.
You got it. Just fire it
I
up.
can do it.
I can do our speed boost.
Check your map for updated storm intel. Activate final launch sequence when you're ready.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it's coming from all over now.
Defend the van.
And I'm trying to advance my quest, and I was like, wasn't paying attention to my nuts and bolts. So I screwed up. I need some more nuts and
Got a
bolts.
bonus in play.
We all need more.
Yeah, it's one of the interesting parts actually. The way the game operates right now is that if you're using lower level weapons, it'll let you keep shooting high level creatures with them, and you'll consume an awful lot of ammo. And so you'll be wondering, like, why does this game consume so much ammo? Well, it turns out, like, if you're using underlevel weapons, it doesn't stop you from doing it. I'm actually not sure that's bad or good. I'm still trying to figure out whether or not that's a good thing. because basically it's like it works the way you'd expect it to be, but humans don't usually realize like why is this like it just feels like.
Well,
it's ammo.
I think I guess you've got the numbers there on the inventory slots, kind of indicating.
Yep.
The power of the weapon, but sometimes it's hard to know, like relative to what, like what level are the enemies in here?
Yeah, the creature's enemy next.
I guess they've got numbers too.
They have a number. They're 9. Well, hey, so that's your relative difficulty. So you'll know if you're fighting. If everything is the same number, you're good. You're on level. If you're under, then you'll figure it out. So 10s are about on level for this area. So we're okay given our group stats.
Yeah, it looks like Brad's got a 15.
Yeah, I've got a 15 pistol that I probably should be using.
Yeah, it's awesome. You have that's one of the good ones from the beginning. So definitely that thing's tough.
Except it's a pistol.
Close range.
Dude, pistols rule. Oh, there's a big guy. What's his name?
Where?
Big guy?
The Smasher?
To the northwest. I instinctively looked for the battlegrounds quadrant numbers.
Is it 265?
I'm sad. I'm missing it. I can't get up there to help you because I'm afraid I'll put a ramp up there. Bad guys will get there. You guys smoked him.
He's down. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow, yeah, I am in the no bullets territory now.
Keep in mind, your bullets are classed, so ultimately you have small, medium, and large bullets, more or less. So you can switch. You can switch if you.
Use a pistol, Brad.
The assault rifle, the assault rifle I was using, and this pistol used the same type of bullets.
Same ammo
type,
yeah,
so I'm just kind of screwed. I do have a sword. I got a shotgun. I could try that.
Yeah, shotgun's not bad for close range, obviously.
What is the headshot streak that I'm on give me?
It, in theory, will give you more badges. However, in this particular build, it does not.
We got this.
Yeah, we're on this. I was confident if we beat the drone, we were going to make it through this.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
How's your stranger doing? Is it holding up?
He was building.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
He's been cool.
Seems like he has a pretty good mastery of the game. I almost forget who he replaced. But
man.
It's just like having a really competent fourth player is nice.
Wow.
Oh, it was Jeff. Oh, fuck.
Don't say that out loud.
I wish I could easily. Oh, I guess I could build. See, this game is great because I'm like, oh, I wish I could more easily just get over by the speed boosting, and then I realized I could build some stairs around the building, and.
So and one of the Outlander abilities is they move faster on player-built structures. So if you create a little highway for yourself to go pick stuff up, like you'll actually be able to do that and then move quicker. So you can go out, rearm yourself with fragments, and pick up abilities in the mid-turn. All right, Lars.
Cool.
There he goes.
We got a couple of gold medals, even.
He always does.
All right, let's see what kind of loot you got out of this here. And
sorry.
Lars is doing his thing on the front of the van.
So when you look at where, I mean, obviously, like, you know, it's a momentous occasion for Fortnite because now it's out and people can like pay money to play it. It changes a lot of the conversations about it. But obviously, the way you talk about it, it sounds like that there's a lot to do. Like, what sort of cadence? Like what are you viewing right now as kind of like what's the highest priority thing? Is there like a set schedule or set blueprint, or are you like?
Yeah, no, we have. Our intent is to, you know, we're an online game, so we will have different events and drop new content as we go. We're not like somebody asked me, I think on Twitter or something, if we're like. Going to be dropping DLC. That's not really the model. Like we'll go and add more stuff every 6 to 8 week cycle, and then we'll be updating. We'll be running events in addition to that. So right now, the absolute thing for us in the short term is to make sure we sand some of the rough edges off of some of these experiences, like everything from stability to performance to I inadvertently recycled one of my guys because I didn't read auto-selected. Like, there's just pieces in there that need to be polished off that are the first thing to do, because they put you in bad situations as a user, and that we definitely do not intend to do that. Longer term, we're going to be adding, then there's a couple, I can't really quite say what the next thing, but there's already talks of like, hey, what's the next mission type we're going to put in there? And I think people are already guessing what the first version of that's going to come out is, but I'm not going to actually say yet. So, but yeah, we through the online test, we've already run like Halloween events and Christmas events, so you can run through like and earn new heroes that are in Halloween themes or Christmas. So we've kind of already begin working with the community to figure out like what our cadence is, and I think that's going to be no different now. It's just we have more people and more platforms to go through, but the plan remains the same.
Cool. All right. Well.
Yeah.
Darren, thanks so much for coming through.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys coming by and playing some Fortnite.
I think we're pretty sure now that Fortnite is a video game? All right.
Okay.
There was a lot of controversy for a while there 8 years ago when someone wrote in. And
I always tell the story at the beginning is like, I saw the opening trailer too, and I thought, man, like, that trailer looks really good. I want to go work on that game. I did. This is my story. I saw that trailer, that very first beginning one, and I was like, man, that's going to be awesome. And so.
And then you made it so.
And now I didn't realize all the stuff that was going to happen in between there, but I'm pretty happy though where we are now. So the team is awesome. Community is great. So man, I appreciate all the feedback, and we'll keep making the game better every day.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for coming through.
Yeah.
See ya.